Hello everyone and welcome to Lush and Salty Aquariums. Back at the 135 gallon display tank. I know I just did a video on this aquarium, but I was at the Greenwater swap here in the Chicagoland area and I picked up this extraordinary koi angelfish from a father and son breeder who were selling at the swap, obviously. And I was among the first to get in there. So there was this one and his partner, his or her partner, and they were selling this breeding pair of angelfish, super red, or high coverage as they call it, koi angelfish. One guy grabbed the veal tail and I grabbed the straight high fin, and those two were gone in the first 2 minutes of the swap. I asked about this fish and he said that the pair had come from a breeder on the East Coast, either Angel Mania or Angels Plus, I forget which one. And they paid $350 for a breeding pair and they got a couple spawns out of them. And so I had to wonder, well, why are you selling them? And he told me that the spawns, they got 0 that had the that deep high coverage, that orange color. All of them were more yellow like this. Nothing wrong with yellow, but it's far more common than coverage you would see like that. So I'm still not so sure why they sold them, but I didn't worry about it because I paid $25 for this fish, and at any circumstance, a healthy fish that looks like this at this size is a great deal. So swaps are just a terrific opportunity to get wonderful fish at a super duper price. So I told the fellow, well, I'm not about to spawn these fish. They might inadvertently spawn, and you know from my last video, they spawned on the algae scrubber. So I did a do-it-yourself slate and magnet holder for the next occurrence of a spawn with any of these large adult angelfish, which is bound to happen because it already did. But back to this one, I told the guy, well, I'll just put this one out to stud, right? So this is the pasture and it's gonna have its best life. And if it wants to make more eggs with one of these other angelfish, that's entirely up to him or her. I don't know. I forgot to ask which one was which. Those swaps are really exciting, and sometimes you forget the obvious questions. You just want to get to all the tables and make sure that you have, you're not going to miss anything. If I was 5 minutes later, this guy would have been gone. So more on this particular fish. There's a lot of rumors in the trade that these fish are not artificially colored like glowfish, God forbid, but that hormones or different additives are used to enhance the color. And while it's not the same as injecting dyes, it's not that cruel or awful, frankly, I still have to be leery, as we all should, of using any sort of hormonal or chemical treatment to enhance colors. And I was told that to get koi angelfish like this, it's almost inevitable that breeders will do that so they can command high prices, but that in fact their spawns won't turn out fish anything like this color. So I don't know what's true or what isn't. Obviously the local angelfish sellers, who I like and who I bought some of these other beautiful strains from, told me that it's absolutely a form of chicanery, that they are indeed artificially enhanced, that they've been doing it for 30 years and they've never seen naturally occurring koi angelfish with the. So on and on the debate goes. I'm not sure. You can tell me what you think or feel, but as a aquarist hobbyist, not a breeder or seller, I'm not going to pass up the opportunity to have a stunning fish like this. Now that I've acquiesced to keeping a group of different sorts of more common angels, the scalare, not the altums, no wild caught fish in my tank because I didn't want to lose any. Look at that beauty. See, this is a beautiful koi veal, I believe, a veal tail, not a super veal. There's nothing wrong with that fish. It's stunning, right? And this one, who I call Bluto, because it has that black eye, is also stunning. And I have two of those, and I've got some of the striped angels, black, blue Pinoy, but none of them are wild caught or as fragile as those particular endemics are, and that's fine because I got sick of fish losses, and now that I've got this tank more or less dialed in, I haven't had, knock on wood, any fish deaths or invertebrate deaths. And it's a heavily stocked tank, but I'm running an intense sump beneath, and I've got a lot of live plants, and so I'm able to hopefully keep this many fish. You see Harlequin rasboras, a couple kinds of rainbow fish still young. These are Bosemani, this one here, and it hasn't developed its full bicolor potential. And these are young millennium rainbow fish, and they're already stunning, but they're gonna get even more so. And then obviously the angelfish. That was one of the ones that spawned on the algae scraper. Maybe it was this one and then a smaller one. And when he or she did spawn, the colors, the stripes really became intense. Now they're a little bit muted. I wish it was a little bit more intensely colored, but like I said, now that I'm just in it for the hobby, I'm not as obsessed with the strain, if you will. This is a gorgeous black, blue with Pinoy genotypes. You know, it could just be a really awesome black angelfish. There is a lot of quote bullshit, you know, in terms of, I mean, I was in advertising for a long ass time, so I know copywriting and I know marketing, and there's always a little bit of smoke and mirrors, and to try to sell angelfish at a better price, like, well, that's a Pinoy, long fin, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, maybe it's just a black angelfish that happens to look great. I don't know, and I got sort of tired of caring to a certain extent. I'm still very much interested in learning and researching it. I love angelfish, and I was hell-bent on having them in this aquarium. And now I've got 9, plus all these other fish. The cardinal tetras, I forgot to mention, they're in there. Adelphi Coreodora are in there, these gorgeous little saddleback Cory catfish. There's a rabbit snail, different Plecostomus, mystery snails, etc., mono shrimp. But I wanted to talk about that orange koi, that super coverage koi, and kind of give you the story about it. And if you're so inclined, tell me what you think. I mean, that thing is electric orange. The guys were like, paid a lot of money for the breeding pair, didn't get any offspring, and this is all hearsay. I don't know what the actual, but clearly the fish is healthy, so they sold it to me for $25, and you know, at that price they could spin all the tails they want, as long as the thing wasn't riddled with ick or had, you know, was upside down in the bag. I was buying it because I wanted something, a centerpiece among centerpieces, and right now that fish is it. Okay, everybody, just wanted to catch you up. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you think and feel about what I just said and about the tank in general. I'm happy to field questions. As always, keep your hands in the tank. Ciao for now.